church family. Just wanted to share a couple of verses with you as we get ready to go into the weekend. Uh, these are actually the verse of the day when I was looking at one of my apps earlier. It tells us in Ephesians 4:31-32. It says, "Let all bitterness, wrath, anger, and clamor, and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And be kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, has forgiven you." You know, when I think about those verses, it reminds me of two things. It reminds me of gravity and the wind. And you say, well, what in the world is the connection with those two? Two of the most powerful forces that we experience quite often is gravity and wind. And they're both invisible. And at times, gravity is always predictable. We know how it's going to operate and how it will, affect us. But wind is unpredictable as we go through the hurricane season every year, uncertain of the wind. And even recently, as of yesterday, we had some pretty strong wind. And the thing about it is, 1 minute it's maybe barely blowing, and bam, the next minute it's 20 25 miles an hour. And here again, we don't know when it's coming, and we don't know how it's coming and how forceful it will be. And that's what happens in the life of even a follower of Christ when we hang on to some past hurt. We hang on to some kind of injustice or treatment that we received that happened years ago. And we think that it's not really controlling us. We don't think it's something that's really an issue in our life. But then it surprisingly shows up, just as God's word says. If we don't deal with our anger, if we don't deal with our bitterness, which is unforgiveness, then at all different times in our lives, we will witness something else that doesn't seem right, and it will just cause those emotions to rise up from the past. And so as we go into the weekend, there's one thing that we have no control over: gravity. We can't control gravity. It is what it is. But the wind, we can at least know it's coming. A lot of times it's forecasted. And a lot of times we can prepare ourselves to where, we won't be, having to pick up a lot of stuff that's been blown all over the yard because we made the adequate preparation ahead of time. I want to encourage you to make the preparation in your life. There's new herds, there's new experiences that are going to come that sometimes we have no idea that they're going to hit us. But if we've dealt with the past and we've released the past and we're not hanging on to that past hurt, then when that new experience comes, it won't be magnified. It won't be more devastating than it could have been if we were still allowing our past hurts to control us. And so I want to challenge you. Really ask the Lord this morning, is there something or someone that you have never ever truly released to the Lord? Here again, it doesn't mean that you're saying or condoning what they did was right. But what you're saying is, Father, it's yours, and I'm going to put them on your hook, and I'm going to trust you to handle it in your timing. And Lord, help me to love them as you love me, because how many times has He forgiven you, and how many times will He continue to forgive you because of the way we choose to live? Well, God bless you. Hope you live a anger-free, a bitter-free life today.